So we are on day 71 of the practice of the Bhagavad Gita. And today I have chosen the 34th shlok of the 18th adhyay, verse 34, chapter 18. Yaya tu dharma kamarthan dhritya dharayate arjuna prasangena falakankshi dhriti sa partha rajasi. The perseverance, dhriti, however, by which the man seeking reward for his actions clutches with extreme fondness virtues, earthly possessions, and worldly enjoyments, that perseverance or dhriti is said to be rajassic Arjun. So yesterday, you know that Bhagwan explained to Arjun what makes our determination, our perseverance, our dhriti sattvic. We saw 4 points over there. Today, Bhagwan is explaining how not to be determined, because this way of being determined is considered rajasic. So, over all these years, we have studied that in our human life, we have got 4 purusharths, 4 goals: dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? Now, in this shlok, if you'll see the words carefully, Bhagwan is categorizing dhriti as rajasic if this dhriti is passionately pursuing 3 of the 4 purusharths. Which are the 3 that we are pursuing, ardently, very strongly: dharma, artha, and kama. If we are ardently attached to the result of being dharmic, if we are ardently attached to the result of artha and kama, then that determination, that perseverance, that resoluteness, which is actually a sattvic sadgun, turns into rajasic. So let us see how. So there are 3 things that make dhriti rajasic. The first one, as Bhagwan says, is clutching passionately to the result of being virtuous. So what you are doing is you are clutching to the outcome, the result of being virtuous, which is the result of dharma. You'll see the words, it's already given there in the first line: dharma, kama, artha. These are the 3 purusharths which are mentioned there. So if you are very attached to the outcome of these, then that outcome, that dhriti, is said to be rajasic. So the first purusharth, of course, is dharma, which is doing our allotted duties. We talked about how we are supposed to do all our duties according to varna and ashram. That would become our swadharma. This is our goal. We have to be like that. We know very well that we have to develop sadguns. We know very well we have to remove avguns from our life, because this is part of the purification process that the spiritual journey is. But if we are being, very cautious about being very virtuous only because we are trying to gain entry into Swarga, heaven, because it says that if you get a lot of punya, you get a place, reserved place in Swarga. So if that is the only reason why you are, being very virtuous and very dharmic and trying to be full of sadguns and no avguns, then it's a very selfish motive is not even a very good motive, because after you spend your holiday in Swarg, you have to come back to earth. So this kind of dhriti, determination, I must be a good person because I must get a visa to Swarg, then that kind of dhriti is called rajasic. So what should we do? Don't have to be dharmic just to get a visa to heaven, because there's a better place to go to, which is moksha. So do your prescribed actions, as it is said in the Vedas. Let it benefit you let the benefit be purification of the antakaran. At the same time, do the actions which benefit everyone at large, which we always call lok sangraha. We must think of being virtuous for the welfare of all, not just for getting your entry pass into Swarg. Develop these Daivik Gunas. It is always good to develop Daivik Gunas because it will help you evolve to a higher level of thinking, higher level of action, higher level of being. It is a journey that we are doing. We develop Daivik Gunas, we become fully sattvic, then we become a great human being, and then you can think about becoming Bhagwan. So practice dharma, most important. Be determined, but be determined to practice dharma for the right reason, and that reason should be sattvic. First point. The second thing is, Bhagwan says, the dhriti will be rajasic if you are clutching on passionately to the result of earthly possessions, artha, dharma, artha, because that's the second purusharth. What is that purusharth? It's the goal of every human being to earn one's livelihood, to support life in the world. You need some means of buying things. You need some means of renting a house or buying a house. So this is necessary in Vedanta. We have given that freedom to earn money and support life. But if the motive of earth, the goal of earth, is to keep gaining more and more wealth and then hoarding it as resources, then that dhriti with which you're going towards earning the money becomes rajasic. Second way artha becomes rajasic is when you are pursuing to gain wealth, to be more powerful, to show off your status. Then that kind of a pursuing of earth, that kind of dhriti of gaining wealth is called rajasic. Earning money has never been a problem. Okay, that is why you have the purusharth of earth. Money is not the problem. The problem is the means with which you earn the money. What is the motive? What is the means? Is it sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic also? And then what are we doing with that money? That also is important. And most important, are you sacrificing your spiritual goal for material goal, for material growth? Are you spending more time for your material growth than for your spiritual growth? Something you need to introspect about, see what you want, what is your goal, and then pursue it. Bhagwan has clearly told you, pursue earth, no problem, but have the right motive and use earth sattvically. Then we come to the third point, clutching passionately to worldly enjoyments. Worldly enjoyments means calm, fulfilling our desires. Now, when we see that calm is one of the purusharths that have been, allowed to us by the Shastras, then we can kind of take a liberty in trying to fulfill each and every desire that comes up, right? We get attached to the vasana. We pursue that vasana feverishly. And the more we go towards that vasana and give energy to it, the more we strengthen that vasana. Then we add emotion to it. Then we justify it. All this creates a great attachment for sansaric pleasures purely of the senses. Now, this strong attachment to Kama is what keeps us revolving and rotating endlessly in the cycle of life and death. What do you want? Is that what you want? Then no problem, go ahead. But it will be rajasic. If you want to make this sattvic dhriti, then what should you do? Recognize first and foremost the stranglehold of desire in your life. See it clearly that this is the obstacle for me attaining moksha. This is the first thing you have to understand and accept clearly. Only then you can start working on it. And the problem is that when we start working on our desires or our avguns, here also we are rajasic. You know why? Because we take the most difficult avgun, the strongest desire that we have, and we try to convert that. We try to sublimate that. Now, this is really wrong. This is rajasic. I recommend you start working on the least strong desire. Least strong, so that you practice on something that is easy. You don't give a child a speed bike to start learning how to cycle. You give him a small little tricycle, right? So you cannot just go to the most difficult desire. You cannot just go to the most difficult avgun that you have as the first step. So go take the least strong desire, sublimate that into a sattvic action. Get some success there. That success will motivate you step by step to take you to the strongest desire that you have. Try to see whether you're doing this in your life. Most important, to overcome this rajasic dhriti, keep converting keep converting Priya into Shreya. Okay? These are the three things that make a beautiful, valuable tendency, which is determination, into rajasic. So be aware of that and make it sattvic. That's all. More tomorrow. Tamasic dhriti tomorrow.